to unite the ancient with the new and science with spirit, bringing each of us an understanding and strength to navigate life from a universal power of oneness, bringing forward the ability to hear the whispers of the divine that guide us in all aspects of our being and with the fulfillment of our desires. Today, Dr. Guldal will be speaking about the chaos that surrounds us. We are the calm. Welcome, Guldal.
Thank you. So good to be here. How is sound for everyone? Good? Okay, just give me a nod. I know that sound with me is always a thing. It's funny. Several years ago, I was in the building with all of you, and it was the 9 Nights of the Goddess. Does anybody remember that? Wasn't that so much fun? Well, coming up this week, is that same time. And I was like, wow, that is definitely serendipitous. So before we move in to see what they're very powerful and very busy, my whole body's trembling. But before we let them start speaking and whatever's going to come through me, I'd like to take a moment for all of us to ground. And let's ask the 4 directions to protect us and open up our consciousness. So if everyone would just close their eyes, take a deep breath with me as we say our opening prayer. Dear divine beings of the North, the spirit guides of the North, please protect this direction, protect our cognition, our mind, keep it clear and awake for all we need to hear today, for today and moving forward in the highest good. Direction of the South, spirit guides and the divine beings of the South, please hold the South and that groundedness solid for us so that anything that we don't need moves through and everything that can hold us solid and connected to all things in our highest good. Divine beings and spirit guides of the West, hold our heart pure, awaken everything that we need to know in oneness, protection, and safety as we move forward in our lives from today forward. Spirit guide and divine beings of the East, hold our physical body strong and healthy. Help us remember that decay is not necessary, that we can all be vibrating in the oneness and the divine vibrations of light so that we can be healthy as we move forward. Thank you for the protection today. And as we meet in the middle, where Ganesha lives, may all obstacles be protected from us. Anything that comes through me for all of you today, whether you listen today or tomorrow or any other day, may it come into your heart, change your vibration in your mind, only in your highest good. Oh, amen. It is good for us to be here. So just to make sure everybody can hear me, somebody give me a nod. Okay, good. Thank you. So the world is filled with chaos right now. And those of us that have been on a spiritual path, on a path of consciousness, it is important to know that we are the calm in this storm. The virus, the wildfires, the politics, in the ancient days, all of these things would have been considered demonic. They would have been the devil playing with us. In the late 90s, when I was in South Africa, the Sangoma, turns out it was my first initiation as a medicine person, but as a true healer, she didn't tell me that day, she just initiated me. But what she said was, anything that takes us off the path of oneness is darkness. And that as humans, with the 30 to 50 thoughts a minute, these are not her words, but this is the translation, in current language, the 30 to 50 thoughts a minute that we have pull us always into the past, into our wounds, into the here it comes again. See, I told you, what I tell you, here it is. And we get stuck in this chaotic internal process. But as we learn to get more centered and calm, we can quiet that, we can catch it, we can disrupt it, we can chant it away, pray it away. But then coronavirus came. And talk about a huge disruptor. Is it the devil? Is it darkness? Who knows? But is it working purposefully in this time? Yes. According to the mystics and the ancients, we are in that time where the golden age is coming, where we are leaving the Kali Yuga, the time of suffering, into the time of peace and feminine goddess energy, which is a unity, a oneness. It's about the beloved. But in order for that to happen, there has to be a shakeup. This isn't the first shakeup, it just looks differently. You know, if we look at the stories in biblical times, it doesn't look like this. Now it's a virus, it's a plague, it's something that's going to take us down if we let it. But what it's doing is it's shut us all down, and it is forcing us, whether we like it or not, it is forcing us into a time where things that would never have been awakened are being ripped out of us. We've had to shut it down. So I'd like everybody to just take a moment. I got a little distracted. I'm sorry. Let me come back. In the disruption of coronavirus, the opportunity is for those of us that are on a path to be the calm, to actually be the disruptor of the disruptor. Because this time of the virus, some of us have had to be ripped deeply into a place that we choose. We are now getting to choose. We are choosing light.
Ow! Ow! Someone needs to mute, please. I can't mute you.
Yes, please. Thank you. Is everybody muted? I'm so sorry. That completely pulled me out. I'm going to come back. Thank you, Michael. All right. Excuse me for the redundancy, but the technology, isn't it? See what we're talking about? Now, let me just use that for what it was. I was speaking about how Corona has pushed us into a time that's unknown for us, unknown, uncharted territory. And in that, we're being challenged. And the challenge is the internal process of divinity. But as I'm speaking about that, what happened? All of the distraction. And it pulled me out of the divine space. That wasn't an accident. That was not an accident. So for whoever that was, don't feel bad. This was not an accident at all. This is what I'm talking about. What it's taking for us to stay here. So as this disruption's happening, it's causing such separation. Not just in the physical, we're being separated. We're being separated by the things we used to do that kept us centered. We're being separated from our loved ones in the way we knew how. We're being separated by race, by economy. People are getting uber rich and people are afraid to pay their, are they going to pay their mortgage and their rent? And we're being pulled by politics. We're pulled by a lot of chatter, and all of it is designed about separation. Just listen. Nothing that's out there is about oneness. And yet, for Corona to do its job, if you will, those of us that are here, those of us that are on this path of light, this path of evolution, we have to understand that when we hold our calm, we're the disruptor to the disruptor. We're the ones that are going to help bring the golden age here. We're the ones that are going to hold our center regardless of how we are pulled. So the Paul Selig passage is perfect because there are two stories I want to share with you about how we can do that. Jeannie, one of my teachers of the indigenous tradition, speaks about the eagle. How there's only one bird that will attack the eagle, that has the kahunas, if you will, to attack the eagle. And that's a crow. Doesn't that figure? It's the crow. So as the eagle's flying, the crows are coming at it, right? Because they like to be in charge. Do you know what the eagle does? Does not bite back, does not go off course. It flies higher. And an eagle can go higher than the crow. And eventually the crows either die because their lungs shut down or they fly away. Our job is to be the eagle. When stuff's coming at us, like climbing the rung of that ladder, you see how the guide spoke it to Paul Selig, and today the guides are speaking it in this manner. We fly like the eagle, which is what we just did here. We stopped. There was a disruption, a distraction, because although we prayed to the directions to protect us, we needed to be shown. We needed to be shown how distraction can come anyway. And we stopped, we reconnected, and we moved forward. That's flying like the eagle. So yesterday, I was at a nature preserve. And I was with Michael and the dog, and we took a little side path, and the greatest gift, a peacock. Now, I don't know, are there peacocks around here? I've lived here a long time. I've never seen a peacock just hanging out. There he was, beautiful, like colors that artists would die to be able to recreate. The neck was the most incredible blue, I think what we would call a midnight or a royal. And I thought we were closer, but maybe 8 to 10 feet, like the eagle, but in a different way. Do you know this peacock could have cared less? Like, I'm here, I'm fabulous, I probably don't even belong here, I'm a miracle, you guys can stare at me, the dog's barking. Doesn't even notice. Doesn't even notice. Just was there, just like eating and like, oh, I'm so beautiful, eating. Did not for a moment give a darn that there was barking happening and that we were gawking and talking. Why? It just held its own. Just held its own. Maybe it knew we were not danger, but honestly, peacock's faster than I am. If it wanted to harm me, it could. They're mean. Just didn't care. So like the eagle, it held its ground, you see. So we're going to take a moment, because those that don't know talk too much. So we're going to take a moment. I'm going to stop talking. And we're going to close our eyes. If you will, please take a little run with me here. And you're going to listen to my voice, because who we have here today is a very interesting goddess. Her name is Bala. And she's one of the goddesses that's going to be awakened during Navaratri next week. And she's a 9-year-old goddess who can whoop any demon's butt. And she was created out of Kali, the story goes, because the demon said, no adult female or male could ever destroy me. So Kali became a 9-year-old little girl and whooped it. And she's who's here today. She's fabulous. So Bala would like us to have this exercise. So close your eyes. Find your feet. And just hear the vibration in my voice. You're going to bring in beautiful divine light into your left eye. And it's going to move into your right hemisphere of your brain. It's just going to light up. Now you're going to breathe through your left nostril and take it up into your third eye. So just bring in the light through your left eye. And as it's moving through your cornea, retina, it's filling light into your right brain. And then you're feeling that breath come up your left nostril into your third eye. Now see what's happening. There's a vibration for all of you. And now you're going to bring in that beautiful divine light through your right eye. And it's going to go into your left brain. And both hemispheres of your brain are vibrating with the white light. And now your right nostril into your third eye. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. I am God. Now you bring in the light through your right ear into the center of your brain, your left ear into the center of your brain. And now it's gently going to move down your throat, your spinal column, all the way down through your tailbone and into your feet. And you are light. You are the true essence, your true being. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. Now, as you are sitting there vibrating light, notice the chaos of your personal life moving further away from you, and it's around you. And it's in tones of reds and oranges. And that's just your basic everyday chaos of all of us. And you're going to let the light penetrate the reds and the oranges. And it's going to move further away as it quiets from your being. And then it moves into your outer circle of your world, work, business, stuff. And that's more in the blues and the greens, money, and the light of Aham Brahmasmi, of the divine light. It's moving out and just quieting those colors as well. Then it moves out into the world. And none of the disruption and separation matters, because it's all of the light from each of you, from each of us, moves out into the world. It unifies into strength. I am the drop that holds the entire ocean. I choose this drop to be pure light. I choose my ocean to be love. I choose my ocean to be oneness. And feel the light vibration. Just some of you will feel a vibration. If your mind wanders, it's okay. Connect to me. Bala says connect to me. So open your hearts this way. And now, all at once, we're going to fly upward like the eagle, away from all those crows. Up, up, up. And as we look around, we feel the energies of the divine beings in this world. Knowing Aham Brahmasmi, I am God. I am the drop that holds the entire ocean. I am like the eagle, and I am as beautiful as that peacock. And when you're ready, keep the light surrounding us. We'll slowly come back. Take a breath. Our paradox of humanity is that heaven on earth exists here within us, within our being. And each moment, chaos, especially right now, the chaos brought forth by Corona, that's allowed the darkness to be more prevalent in those that choose that path, whose willful egos. And then there are those that are finding more light and more gifts every day. We're at a time where we choose. But first we must remember that I am the drop that holds the entire ocean, each of us. That we are that light that we just experienced. And it's holding that memory, because all of this disruption and the political wildness and the sorrow for the fires and all of these things, how we hold like the eagle and the peacock, how we climb the ladder that the guide spoke to Paul Selig, that's our choice. And those of us that choose to be the calm and the chaos, which I believe everybody here today is that person, then the divine is saying our job is the memory of that. Our job is to know that all we have to do is breathe in the light, awaken our mind, awaken our heart, and just be still. We can do this anytime, anywhere. Be the eagle, be the peacock, be the light. It is in that moment that we, each of us, are making a difference for the universe. We have been given such a gift. And I've never heard these things before, so I feel very teary. The gift is us, our hearts. And our job is to not get too caught up, to not fall into that rabbit hole. Don't go down the drain with everybody else. Be the disruptor of chaos. We're looking at chaos as the disruptor. Okay. We can be the disruptor of chaos. That's an amazing, amazing gift we're being given today. You know, my guru always says, expect a miracle every day. You'll see more than one, but expect at least one. Yesterday, I got the peacock. Today, this message is the miracle. So far, the day's young. We are the disruptors, and that is when change really happens. All creation, all birth happens with a disruptive pattern so that something new can emerge. So when we stand in calm and in love, when we love the beloved, when we just love, you know, the Turkish language has at least five different words for love. We use love. So there's the word for love that's about in love. And then there's a word that's about being in the expression of romantic love. Think about the discernments here. There's a word for just love, like we use it. Oh, I love that. There's a word for my heart is a loving heart and is speaking from a loving place. There's a word for heart's desire. So why is that coming? That seems like it's coming because look how big beloved is. And then of course there's a word for beloved. You know, Rumi uses the word beloved for the connection with God. Rumi was in love with the love of God using the word beloved. You know, everyone thought he was talking about Shahs. He did love Shahs, but beloved was the term for God. So dervishes around the world speak of beloved, to be in love from a heart's deep desire place of knowing our oneness, desiring that oneness, which brings complete regenerative power to the body, complete regenerative power to the brain, and then the heart gets stronger. So this exercise we did today, as we love, that light takes us higher and higher like the eagle, spreads out danger like the peacock as it just kind of chill out, like, I don't know how I got here, but it's cool, you know? This is our divine gift. This is what is the disruption. And we are at the beginning of that emergence to a new consciousness. And all of us get to participate. We just need to not get caught up, not get pulled into the undertow and fly up, to climb the ladder of our reading today. I'm being told enough words. How about let's take a moment and bring the light back in, and then we'll open it up for conversation. So let's just bring light in directly into the third eye. And in the highest good, may each and every one of us today receive the vibration that was given as a gift for our healing, the words that were given as gifts for our emergence, the gifts to fly above or stand ground, as truly that is Mother Nature. May we be reception of that love, of that divine energy transmission. I'm going to chant just silently, quietly. Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Amen. Aho. All right. So that was a transmission for each of you to receive in the way that's in your highest good.